Hello everybody, it's me GhostCritic with another of my 5 years on YouTube video as suggested by you lot, and this particular video has wedding bells in the background. As suggested by Mercy's little show, she asked me what are my top 5 worst comic book marriages. This one was fun. And the one right at the end will be of a surprise, but I will explain why. Let's kick off with, in no particular order, Cyclops and Jean Grey. Really, Jean, you preferred a bland, boring Scott Summers over Wolverine? Please, sort it out. You should have picked James. The second choice, Quicksilver and Crystal. Quicksilver, son, maybe not now, of Magneto, and Crystal, one of the Inhumans royal family. A marriage that should never have happened in the first place. Crystal had a kind of ongoing romantic relationship with Johnny Storm of the Fantastic Four, but ended up marrying the rather hot-tempered and eventually went mad, insane Quicksilver. This marriage was destined not to last. He's making a second appearance. Scott Summers and Madeline Pryor. Hey, you look like my dead wife. Why not get married? Not the best idea, Scott. Penultimate one, Johnny Storm and Alicia Masters. The reason for this being is that, quite frankly, I think Johnny Storm is a bit of an ass and betrayed his best friend Ben Grimm. Ben may have been wandering off and finding himself after, I believe it was the Secret Wars event, but that didn't mean that Johnny could hone in on Ben Grimm's love of his life. And quite frankly, he should have realised that something wasn't quite right, that Alicia was quite happy to get married to Johnny, given that what we actually found out later on was this wasn't the real Alicia Masters, but was actually a Skrull. And finally, and like I said, this may come as some surprise, Reed Richards and Sue Storm. Worst comic book marriage. Yes, we see them as this ideal couple, but really when you take a longer, harder look at them, you wonder why or how these two have ever lasted. He's a workaholic. She's a flirt, unfaithful so many times with Namor. Reed Richards at the beginning really didn't treat this woman very well, so I don't know why she wanted to marry him in the first place. Obviously because of the eras, the 50s, the 60s, the women weren't treated as kind of like on par with the men, especially in the superhero comics. And Reed Richards was always putting Sue down, slapping her around occasionally. This wasn't a marriage that should have happened. However, they've stuck by each other through thick and thin. We've had miscarriages, we've had them seemingly die, but still carried on. A strange, strange marriage.